There's a lot to think about as we head into the new year and a lot of change potentially ahead of us.
Well, I agree with a lot of what Adam said, but I'll add 2 points. If the Democrats win both Senate seats in Georgia, that potentially gives Biden the ability to impose a lot of his class warfare tax hikes. That will definitely create headwinds for the economy, not to mention the fact that regardless of what happens in Georgia, one of the things that keeps me up at night is the thought that we've had so much easy money policy from the Fed that maybe that's created a bit of a bubble. Yes, corporate earnings have been okay. Yes, there's some pent-up consumer demand that presumably will be unleashed as the vaccine gets rolled out. But I just do worry that we've had monetary policy that just creates the potential for something like 2008 all over again.
Gosh, yeah. Well, we've been saying that for the last decade or so, right, Adam? I mean, it seems like one administration passes the baton on to the next, and we've been spiking the punch bowl for quite some time here. So it's difficult to wean the markets off of that. Now, President Trump had improved the state of the overall economy, and Jerome Powell was raising rates, but then he had to back off. We had the pandemic and all kinds of problems this year.
Yeah, I think we've got the two lowest rate loving people in the world who are going to be in the two most powerful banking positions in the world. We're going to see Jerome Powell stay put, at least for another year, as the Fed chair. He's committed to lower rates for longer, certainly through 2023. And some of that bond buying that, again, may be inflating bubbles, but he does have our back. You're also going to see Janet Yellen come in as Treasury Secretary, and she, too, is a lover of low rates. So I think the market is going to try to force rates higher because what's happening right now is very inflationary. Eventually, we're going to have to pay the piper. Low rates have been very good for markets, and that's why I talk about this hiccup that I think is probably coming in Q1, Jackie.
Okay, and we see the vaccine rollout happening now. We anticipate, Dan, that most people will have access to the vaccine maybe by halfway next year or so. But the markets, the country, we still have a little bit of a dark period to get through.
Yeah, there's no question about it. We have some states that are, say, tourist-dependent states like Nevada and Hawaii. They're in for several more months of trouble. And then we have two other states. We have sort of the lockdown states that have very high unemployment, and we have some of the more laissez-faire states, I guess you would call it. And the unemployment rates are pretty low in those states. So there's sort of a three America story going on right now. But one thing that worries me, if government continues to spend and spend and spend, sooner or later, that's going to catch up with us and bite us you know where.